Welcome back for another video. Today what we're going to talk about is the future of Anime Vanguards as confirmed in the stage, or rather the latest stage here hosted in the Anime Vanguards Discord for Update 3 of Anime Vanguards. So today we're going to break it down, take a look at some of the most important parts, and take a look at what will be happening for the future of Anime Vanguards. But guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe because our goal is to reach 50,000 subscribers before my birthday in February 21, 2025, and only you guys can help me reach this goal. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright. So there are a bunch of things that I listed down for this, and one of the main goals in this, quote-unquote stage that they hosted, this was for Update 3, so they basically just asked how Update 3 was for a lot of players, and the response was mostly positive, and I think one of the main complaints was basically Vanguard maybe being too rare, and the response to this was, Vanguard is supposed to be rare, maybe add a 3 million present pity to it.
I mean, okay, first of all, if we did add anything, it would probably be later on, not mid-update, because that's not fair to people before, and still not sure about it in general, though.
It's not supposed to be a unit that everyone's supposed to have. That was their response to it, and I kind of understand that. It gives people something to kind of grind for, and they did mention that Vanguard currently will not have a pity, but maybe in the future there's a chance that they could add a pity for it. That was their take on it, and I'll just agree with that. Then I also, talked about Portals having a matchmaking system, and they said that they're trying to work on a matchmaking system. And alright, another thing that I heard people asking was Portals having a matchmaking, so instead of having to go on Discord to look for people to do it with, you can simply, open a portal and matchmake with other players.
Hey, Yuruzu, does the word matchmaking seem familiar to you? Yuruzu? Yuruzu? You're in this call, Yuruzu. Yuruzu? Yuruzu, got anything to say, Yuruzu?
Oh no!
I think we were trying to work on matchmaking this update, but I think we pushed it back, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't gotta talk about.
And another thing that was asked in the stage is plans for copyright. So they did mention that if copyright, was a problem, that they can change models very quickly. Not gonna take too long on that. Moving on. Then for animes that they could be adding to the game, they also made this a big point in their, stage, asking people what anime that they really like to see. I mentioned Castlevania because I'm a huge Castlevania fan. A lot of people mentioned Berserk. I saw a lot of people mention Naruto. I saw a lot of people saying Solo Leveling 2.0. But yeah, these are stuff that they're now aware of and potentially going to be adding into the game. Then, if you got bugged on Paragon stages, they did say that this likely will probably not get fixed because it's a Roblox issue. Moving on. Then, apart from that, they did also talk about present shops being too expensive. So, from 1,500, a lot of people were saying that it should be reduced to 300, but the possibility of this happening, and they did mention that it's not supposed to be, cheap, and it was supposed to be expensive because presents are easier to get, which I do kind of agree with in a sense, but you do need like 300,000 presents to get all 200 traits, and their response to that, I think, was traits are supposed to be, not really basically free, because making it 300 presents, you're basically gonna get like 10 of those, or 10, not really 10, but like 5 or 10 like basically trait crystals every time you do a portal, which I really don't think is something that's in their best interest. So yeah, presents or traits from the winter shop is going to remain 1,500 for the time being, and probably forever. A lot of people also talked about Sukuna kills for Itadori, and the Sukuna kills for Itadori only counts for last hit. Moving on as well. Then they talked about sub traits. They're now apparently never going to be adding sub traits according to them. So another one is, when is sub trait getting added? A lot of people were asking about it.
No sub trait.
So sub traits aren't getting added. They aren't getting added.
No sub traits.
Alright. We're gonna move on because I don't really want to take too long. And then they also mentioned Boss Rush being co-op and reworked to be soon. So they did mention Boss Rush getting a rework eventually, and they did confirm that this is going to be releasing eventually and potentially soon. Then they also, a lot of people asked about trading, and they did also mention that it's most likely gonna happen like this year. Yeah. And there's really no, set release date for it yet, but it's probably going to be happening sometime, like maybe this year. But it will get added eventually. And they also did add, or they also are going to add elemental charts in the game. This was a pretty good suggestion because somebody suggested it to, the stage through me. They asked this question if I could ask it to the developers, and they did say that adding elemental charts in the game so that you can, figure out what certain elements do is gonna get added, which I think is actually kind of nice. And then 2 times speed is not gonna happen. And then the last thing that I want to mention before going to the very big one, which is gonna dictate, a lot of big things. The last one is guilds being pushed around playing with friends and not really a competition. So basically the way that's going to work is guilds is going to be centered around friends, and it's not going to be centered around competition. So it's not going to be like a tournament thing, but rather it's going to be something that you're going to be playing with friends. And if you don't trust me, a lot of this is on the stage and a lot of this will get added. And if you don't trust me, then you don't trust me. Most of the proof of this is on the stages. I didn't record the entire stage. I only recorded some bit of it. I'm not really going to be adding everything here because it will take absolutely ages, and I don't think you guys have that long of an attention span, so we're gonna make this video pretty quick, like 8 minutes tops. But the last thing that I really did want to mention is I think something that you guys might be very interested in. And that is going to be their update schedule. So in a previous video of mine, I talked about update schedule and how it's going to work from now on. But they basically confirmed that the update schedule for now is going to be divided into 2 parts. There's going to be a 0.5 update, which is what the next update is going to be. The Saber Altar is going to be a 3.5 update. And then they're going to be doing a 0 update, or basically a 3 update, a 4, update 4, update 5, update 6, update 7. Basically a whole number, the one without a 0.5. So it's basically gonna be 2 parts, right? 1.5 and then 1 whole update, which is supposed to be a bigger, update. But then the 0.5 is just gonna be a filler update to get people things to do, right? So essentially how they're going to be doing this is it's going to be every 2 to 3 weeks there's going to be an update. So from now on, moving forward, they're going to try their best for every 2 to 3 weeks to release an update. One of them is going to be 0.5, one of them is going to be an update 1, and they're basically going to be alternating between these 2 updates. And I also brought this up to them on how they're going to, address the delay guard accusations. But if you really do take a look at their update schedule, they haven't really delayed that many updates. I think the most that they've delayed an update was 1 month, but every single update that they've had ever since, I believe, was around 2 to 3 weeks. So their update schedule really isn't that bad. I mean, it's not the best, but it is not really that bad. Okay, it's not really Anime Last Stand level where they're updating every week, but it's also not really a very bad update schedule. And I think one of the reasons that they also mentioned was there were a lot of developers that left during their Christmas, during the Christmas season. And that was one of the reasons why some updates took a long time to release. But now they hired a bunch of new developers, a bunch of new team, new people to work on the game. So they have basically a new team now. So they said that they're basically on top of things and they're going to try and push things out on a better pace moving forward, which I think is actually good to hear. But yeah, that's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace out. We're gonna make this video pretty quick, like 8 minutes tops.